My name is in the files.
In other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. I wasn't his friend.
You were too old for him.
I was not only too old, but it was at a time, where this is just not, you used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him. It's like, honey, come on.
So what you're saying is that just because you're mentioned in the files doesn't mean that it should incriminate you. And it also doesn't mean that you were doing things with Mr. E, that you weren't involved with what he was involved with. That's your point, right? Why is it so hard for that to be your logic and your justification, but it isn't for Mr. Trump? Well, it's because he's mentioned over 1 million times. So because you're mentioned, you're automatically incriminated? No. This is one of those, it applies to me, but it doesn't apply to him. Because then it becomes the question of, his is worse because he's mentioned more times. Yes, and it's also mentioned that Epstein didn't want him to become president, that he wanted to endorse someone else. It's also mentioned that Trump was amongst the first ones to be the whistleblower, but that's not what they care about. They only care about what they think incriminates him, but that same logic doesn't incriminate them. It's liberal logic 101.
Yes, yesterday I put out a video about Whoopi Goldberg appearing on this file. If you've been following me, you might have seen that video. But there is something more concerning. Behar reacted to this whole clip today. I was impressed. Someone put out a tweet on X. Whoopi Goldberg is so gross, not even Jeffrey will lend her his plane when asked. This was in 2013. Jeffrey was already a popular, known, convicted guy. Why is she trying to borrow his plane? When you look into this file, Whoopi was struggling to borrow his plane. I don't get the point. If you look at what Whoopi has been doing for some time now, calling out Trump, this, it's like she is not aware of this man. You will see the level of hypocrisy with them. They're always acting nonsense until, like what I've seen on social media, people are now saying, the view one that they should investigate this, they should also investigate them. Their names appear on the files almost 50 times. So I don't get the point while they are releasing this clip.
Bottom line is this. Release the damn files and release them now. Release everything.
If this does not implicate Donald Trump, why wouldn't you say release everything? They absolutely have to show us what they're all hiding. If there's nothing to hide, release it all.
But all of that information is out there. Why not just put it to rest and say, release the list?
Because, they should just say, listen, this is what it is. Do you want to offer your G2? Okay.
And it looks like they said no thanks.
Yes.
So in other words, anybody can be on this list.
Well, this is my point, because I'm telling you, when I tell you people are trying to turn me into, I wasn't his girlfriend. You used to have facts before you said stuff.
But Trump is on the list 38,000 times.
Well, I can't speak to him, but I'm speaking about me because I'm getting dragged. People actually believe that I was with him.
He drops like 300 names.
Yes.
And it's like flood the zone, because when you're looking, there are people like Marilyn Monroe who was... Yeah, a lot of people, because a lot of the reasons your name can be mentioned are news articles, third-party emails, contacts. Again, wealthy, famous people often cross in professional and social circles, so that's not the surprising part.
Because either the Inquirer wrote it about it, people wrote about this stuff. So no, I never had this, and no, I didn't get on the plane. Because you know what I would have to do to get on the plane? Fly. They were trying to,
and she doesn't fly.
No, so they're trying
She's
to get me.
Babe.
They're trying to get me to get on a plane to get to this thing for Julian Lane.
Yeah, but
lo and behold, who shows up on the Jeff flight logs? one of the biggest mouthpieces for the left that continually insults MAGA and the MAGA people. She is, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, I feel like she is the biggest race, one of the biggest race baiters out there. She has insulted the American people with her comments. She continually berates and insults the presidency and the president. And all of this while her status and her place in our society is because of those same people that she insults and calls names. And you know where I'm going. You know where I'm going. She's on The View. Her entire career is because at one point or another, she was adored by the American people. Until she decided that it was okay to insult more than 50% of the American public.
I believe you've seen a lot of people calling out Whoopi Goldberg. But from what I've seen, it's like, I don't know, if someone called up, like, Whoopi, they wanted to use this guy private jet, and at some point, Jeffrey refused because of Whoopi. I don't know. If Jeffrey can refuse Whoopi, that should tell you a lot.
The most important thing to come out of the files is that Americans have finally come to realize something that the rest of the world has always known, which is that we are truly not free. Files is not conspiracy. The U.S. Department of Justice have published these files, 3.5 million documents to be exact, with incriminating evidence of the whole U.S. oligarchy doing the most disturbing and disgusting things to an underage group of people. Do you understand? And where is the outrage? Where are people saying, where's the calls for impeachment? Where's the calls for U.S. regime change here? Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, like Clarence Thomas. I mean, it goes on and on. Hollywood, actors and actresses and...
Yes, there is something I came to realize on these files. There are a lot of people's names being mentioned. They did not commit any crime. Yeah. It's not like when your name is in the list, you committed any crime. But at some point, everyone should be looking to. I've seen Libras struggling to deviate away from the fact that a lot of their politicians are in there. If you know in the past, these ladies calling out the oligarchy, these people used to support Democrat. It's just this year that I've seen some coming to support Trump because some were scared or maybe the outcome, how things can be. That is just what I realized. Democrat at some point will always defend their people. Reason they have struggled to always call out this vice issue for a very long time now. When Trump came in, because they thought there was something really incriminating that would put Trump down. But instead, I don't know if it actually backfired on them. If you look through, you realize some struggle to report on this every single day because they don't actually get what they wanted to. Look at Whoopi saying, oh, they could have redacted names of some victims. If you redact names, Democrat will come out to say, oh, what are you hiding? These same people on The View, they will tell you, oh, why are you hiding? There is something Trump is struggling to hide. You know, things like that. That has been their strategy for a very long time. I remember when Pam Bondi redacted some names last time, Democrat took that as now the fights are there. I've seen some countries coming out to investigate into all this because the allegations in this is actually big. This guy alone can take down a country. From the information we've seen, every person is almost compromised. So I don't know if there will be investigation into all this story has ended. I'm here to report the news so you can see exactly what is going on. I want to appreciate people supporting, sharing out the videos. God bless you.
Might be the most depressed person in America.
As of the short clips you see at the end, that is for the white algorithm. You can always skip.
Ricky Gervais once told the award show crowd, "Don't use it as a platform to make a political speech. You're in no position to lecture the public about people."
A person's home, it's very easy to understand.
When I look at that video, I don't see both sides in a dogmatic.
The Golden Globe for Best Editing goes to the Justice Department.
This is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
Yes. Of course, this is for the mother.
Babies are upstairs watching. Y'all better be off them damn phones and watching me.
Thank you, everyone. I'm a little in shock about that.
Maduro.
Let your hatred and
sit this one out.
Well, he's got.
There you go.
$1,800.
Let's see if they get the.
Well,
I want to see them get it.
MAGA's going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Robin.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate
So you and your husband were friends.
Everybody knew that wasn't true. A dangerous relative as a likely suspect. A tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on Zone. In one interview, she said,
"We should have said nothing."
The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When people ought to have.
Absolute horror.
Hi, Mel Gibson. I'm in Italy. There is a quota system.
This is my 6th and last year hosting the Grammys. Song of the Year. Congratulations, Billie Eilish.
I think it was, and her major complaint was, it was in Spanish.